You guys know exactly what it is like to make the quick pivot from Roland Garros to Wimbledon. What is the most complicated, other than the footwork, obviously, what's the most complicated thing about making the switch?
Oh, it's just so difficult to wrap your head around now. Different shots are going to be effective. You really cannot play the same style of tennis necessarily as effectively, right? The slice has to become more of a thing. The slice serve, we were just talking about it in the popcorn match. You get rid of the kick serve. You throw that out the window and you start slicing serves. So it's a mindset change. You've got to be ready for the frustration, at least I did, of not being able to play comfortably. It's an awkward, uncomfortable surface, and you just have to hate it a little bit less than your opponents. At least that was my philosophy.
I think also the mental reset is such a challenge. When you put everything into winning a Grand Slam or doing the best that you can, you kind of feel empty when it's over, win or lose, and then you take some time to recover. We were talking about Madison Keys earlier. I mean, she didn't play for quite some time after the Australian Open. How about you barely can take days off before you get back into the mode of getting your game ready for the next major. And there's big differences between playing on clay and playing on grass. You also have to flatten out your ground strokes. You have to take balls earlier. You've got to look to try and move forward. So there's a huge adjustment there. And amazingly, these players, though, in this generation have done a fantastic job of going back-to-back. Rafa, Roger, Novak, Serena, all of them were able to give it their all for two majors in such a short period.
All you have to be is a supernatural talent.
Yeah.
Thanks.
Piece of cake. Right?
That's relatable.
Alcaraz.
There's also a little bit of a, you can't have any kind of a reset here. You're talking about mentally, Lindsay, but some players, you can go home possibly after Australia. You can have a little break after Wimbledon before you start the U.S. swing. Here, it makes it logistically very challenging. One of the big things I ask all the American players is, are you going to go home? Are you going to not? A lot of them end up staying all the way through. That's a whole different thing to wrap your head around at the start of a trip than it is for the other slams.
It's like the micro nap. You got to have the micro trip to Ibiza, right?
Well, listen, if it works for Carlos. You know, maybe Haber, we should do that after the French. Just go to Ibiza for a few days. What do you think?
You call the travel agent. They don't call him Prakash Worldwide for nothing. By the way, I think Djokovic did win 4 in a row of these. It was just interrupted by the pandemic. I know John said that he didn't three-peat, but he kind of four-peated. Yep.